Hi, my name's Jack and I'm the founder of Goki, and today I want to talk a little bit about how we can help Hostelling International hostels to go contactless, lower your staff overheads and generate more revenue for your business. So I'll talk about how Goki works, what the benefits are for Hostelling International, and this new deal that we're implementing to help hostels recover from COVID, and what the next steps are to go live with Goki. Well, we've made check-in as easy as ordering an Uber. So your guests can check in and download their keys prior to arrival, they can meet other guests who are staying at the same time, and they can find out what's going on in your hostel. Prior to COVID, that was all about us doing the heavy lifting associated with check-in so that your staff could engage more effectively with these new arrivals. Now, one of the main things is how can we offer a contactless guest experience? That's getting a guest from making their booking to opening their room with as minimal human contact as possible. Well, that is what we're doing with Goki. The other thing is that we can lower your costs. So through automation, we streamline your check-in and we help you to improve your operational efficiencies. But it's not just about saving money, we also help you to generate revenue. We know from our data of hostels currently using Goki that a guest is 3 times more likely to extend their stay direct through our system. They're more likely to book your other hostels, they're more likely to attend your events when you let them know what's on in your property, and that they're more likely to leave you a better review so we can increase your online ratings. Here is a link to a video that explains how base backpackers and nomad backpackers are using our system to achieve these benefits. So obviously our whole industry has been hit incredibly hard by COVID, and this is the deal that we've put together to help Hostelling International recover, but also how to optimize during this downturn. Over the last few months, I've had a lot of hostels reaching out to both Goki and Hostel World saying, look, we need to be able to offer these contactless guest experiences to be COVID safe and also to return to a safe occupancy. But our revenues have been hit so hard by COVID that we can't afford to pay for that system up front. So what we've gone and done is offered our entire solution with zero upfront costs so that hostels can start enjoying the benefits of Goki today without worrying about the budget to pay for it. Over the next few slides, I'm going to explain all the products that you get for just $7 per room per month, and this deal is exclusively available to Hostelling International until the end of September this year. Smart Disc. And our Smart Disc connect with any hostel lock in the world in minutes, and they make that dumb lock smart. So you're adding the option of PIN and mobile access on top of what you already have. And through our integration with your reservation system, it means that every guest who makes a booking of your property is going to be emailed a unique PIN for the length of their stay, or also the ability to use their phone as their key during their stay. Next up, we've got our smart lock. These replace your existing locks, so particularly useful if you're currently using metal keys but looking to automate your check-in flow, or perhaps your locks are on their last legs and they need replacing. Just like with the Smart Disc, these integrate with your PMS and they're going to take all the hassle and cost out of your guest access. Another interesting fact is that all of our hardware is injected with a special additive which makes them germ-free, so germs cannot live on the surface of our products. Why that's important is that as a hostel, you no longer have to dedicate resources to wiping them down to be COVID safe. Dashboard, which we call a guest management system. And this is the absolute core of what we're doing with Goki and what your staff will use every day to streamline the check-in, increase your guest engagement, and direct guests to your other revenue centres. We've used the Kanban philosophy, but rethought it through the perspective of hospitality. And essentially, you'll get guest cards presented to your staff to deal with. They can either assign them to other staff members or quickly resolve them and move those items to done. An example of that could be an outstanding balance, a request to extend a stay, a guest review, a message from a guest. There's lots of different items, but ultimately it's about staff accountability and making sure that the guest experience remains high and the tasks are dealt with quickly. We have our check-in product. So when a guest makes a booking of your property, it doesn't matter if it's on an OTA or direct or a walk-in, they're going to receive a booking confirmation email from your PMS. Part of that booking confirmation email will receive a link to do their check-in online, just as if you booked a flight. If they don't do that prior to arrival, the guest will check in on one of our tablets on arrival. But the end process of both those user journeys is that they're going to receive an email with a unique PIN for the length of their stay or instructions for how to use their phone as their key. Here we have our staff application, which is called Chief. And this is how your staff members are going to manage the property from their mobiles. They can connect new locks. They can generate 4-digit pins for the guests. You can set up common areas and rules for who can access those areas at what time. You can run lock audits. So for example, if a guest comes downstairs and said, hey, my bag's been stolen, you can run an audit and find out who's accessed the room at what time. You can also send diagnosis logs to our support teams if you're encountering any sort of problems with your locks. The guest application, which is obviously called Goki, and this, as we've discussed, is how your guests can use their phone as their key, find out what's going on at your hostel, and meet other guests who are staying at the same time. Some stats on Goki is that 86% of travellers attend at least one activity during their stay, and we found out that this has the biggest impact on the review that they leave your hostel when it comes time to check out. The average session time is 5.5 minutes, so each time they open up Goki, that's the average length of time they're spending on the app, which is a long time for you to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on in our hostel, or please extend, or leave us some sentiment tracking, or book one of our other properties. And we've had over 1 million guests who have used Goki to check in and get these benefits. Goki is not a lock company. We're about much more than just unlocking doors for your guests. Our vision is to unlock the world. We want to build a community for your hostel and make sure the guests are getting the most out of their stay. So here's some of the fundamental differences between your normal lock company and what we're trying to achieve with Goki. Well, we know mobile and PIN access are not particularly new things. We know that most companies encode plastic key cards for the guests, and you can run a lock audit to understand who's accessed the room at what time. And of course, with Goki, we offer all of those features as well. But here's some of the ways that we're different. So through our integration with your PMS, we completely automate the check-in flow. So that's whether it's online prior to arrival or on the tablets on arrival. Now, if sustainability is important for your business, we can completely remove plastic, expensive key encoders, paper registration forms, completely from your operation. You just issue a PIN number or a smart key for each one of your guests. And also our hardware runs on rechargeable lithium, so you don't need to throw out AA batteries every month. As you saw earlier on in this presentation, we have a complete guest management system for your staff to engage more effectively with their guests and make sure that your guests are getting the most out of their stay. Our download rate is high, it's over 60%. Actually, during COVID, it's more like 95% because guests prefer to use their phone as their key during the COVID pandemic. We lower your costs through automation. We can dramatically lower your staff overheads too. We enable guests to extend their stay direct for you, so you're not losing money through commission to OTAs. We let you market what's onto your guests, and you can charge for those activities and receive revenue from that. We have lots of different ways of helping you to communicate more effectively with your guests, whether that's an automated notification, or whether it's a direct message, or whether you're sending a shout out to all the guests at the same time. We let you send payment requests to guests via messaging, whether that's for an outstanding balance, a burger or a towel. You can just send that request and receive the revenue back to your property. Sentiment tracking, 6 hours after arrival, we ask them, hey, how are you enjoying your stay? If they select a bad emoji, it means you've got an opportunity to do a preemptive strike on negativity. Ideally, try and turn that detractor into a promoter of your business. Conversely, if they give you a happy emoji, it means that you can send them a link to leave a review on an online platform. And those things combine to improve your ratings. We also bring guests to you through booking. But kind of most importantly, we're dramatically cheaper than lock companies too. And as you can see, we do far, far more. So as I said, we're offering our complete solution with zero upfront costs. And this slide illustrates what we were doing prior to COVID and what this deal now means for your hostel. So before COVID, we would sell our smart locks for $249, and then there'd be a subscription on the software services, which was $2 per room per month. Now we've combined that hardware cost and that software cost into one easy and low payment of $7 per room per month for our complete system. So what are the next steps? How do you go live with Goki? Well, please visit our website if you haven't already, in particular this URL, which will take you to the Go Contactless campaign. If you fill in your details, I'll receive that and reach out with an email, and I'll give you some information on how you can place your order, do a lock audit for your property, or you can book some time with me to discuss Goki a little bit further. That's it from me. Really looking forward to turning your hostels into smart hostels in future, and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.